you talked about one of the archetypes, but you wrote a book called The Dominatrix Archetypes, and there's 4 of them, I believe. So can you tell us about your book and the other 3?
Yes, sure. So the book is called The Dominatrix Archetypes, Become a Multi-Dimensional Dominatrix in the Art of BDSM Femdom. And so the 4 archetypes that I've come up with, these 4 archetypes in the process of my work as a dom throughout the years. And I've discovered that there are 4 main archetypes within a dominatrix when she's working, when she's doing a scene, going in through the course of a session. So the 4 are the authoritarian archetype, the seductress archetype, the mother archetype, and the queen archetype. And so there's different kind of purposes for each archetype. And what they do is they connect with the submissive on different levels. The authoritarian connects with the submissive in the mental. It provides the mental connection. The seductress provides the erotic connection. The mother provides the emotional connection, and the queen provides the spiritual connection. And so it's not like the submissive goes in there and says, I need all these connections. Doesn't matter. They don't need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But they do. They do need all those different connections, because if someone is like, there are a lot of doms out there. And a lot of them are not multidimensional. So when a multidimensional dom has all of these archetypes. So like, let's say a dom is like a full-on authoritarian archetype. Well, she can come off really scary, and the sub might not be able to like relax and surrender themselves because they're like in fight or flight mode the whole time. And so that's kind of missing the point. They're
Right.
there to submit and to surrender to her. And so they cannot surrender without feeling safe. So they need the mother archetype in there. They need the seductress in there to, turn up the fire, make it sexy and make it hot in some way as the dom pushes on those kink buttons and the fetishes and things like that. So it is an art. There's an art to this for them to know how to. And then, of course, the queen, the spiritual connection. That's something that I think a lot of the clients don't even realize that they're coming for, but they are getting. There is a need to worship the divine feminine, and especially the divine dark feminine, because there's no room in a society to worship the divine dark feminine. You can worship light feminine, but there's no room to worship the divine dark. And the divine dark isn't evil. That's not what it is either. I talk about the divine dark feminine in my book as well, but that is what it is. It's another aspect of the divine feminine.
Yeah, you had a really beautiful quote that I'm now looking for.
The Lightworkers. Yes.
Yes. What does it mean to you to be a light worker who plays in the dark?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So I named my podcast The Lightworkers Who Play in the Dark because when you play this way as a multidimensional dominatrix, you are a light worker. So a light worker it's another name for a healer. So we're doing healing work. We're healing people by dominating them. This kind of play on words, we're playing in the dark, is because we're playing in those dark, shadowy aspects that people aren't necessarily proud of, or they don't want to talk about out in the world, or to their best friend even, and things like that. And they might even be shadow aspects of themselves, aspects of themselves that they're not proud of, or not even aware of, and things like that. But we're playing in the dark and when we play, we can play with, anything. Nothing's off limits because it's consensual. We can play with, like, there's age play. Like that is a very common theme in BDSM scenes, is age play, playing with someone who like my client can be a 12-year-old boy or something like that, but he's an adult, in his 40s or 50s or whatever, but he's pretending to be 12. And that's perfectly okay because we're playing consensually. And what that's doing is there might be, not always, but there might be an aspect of that 12-year-old boy inside of himself that is being healed by this.
Mhm.
You know, maybe that 12-year-old boy had sexual feelings and he was taught in Catholic school that it was wrong.
Right.
Or
And so
something
he's like
like
going
that.
back there and like kind of reteaching
Mhm.
that part of himself
Yeah,
that
that
it's
it's
okay.
okay. That's
Right.
okay.